Mr. Brown worked so hard to get this done in one day. We took off Friday to work on this walk-in pantry, and Mr. Brown never, ever takes off work, not even when he's sick. So we both took off vacation days and tore into it, and he just worked very, very hard to get it done. The color on this that we painted this is called woodland sage, but it looks gray. But we just kind of whitewashed it with the paint, and it turned out really good. I'm proud of it. Hey guys, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to go in the cabin. I'm going to show you what Mr. Brown built for me, and I'm pretty excited. Now, most of y'all that's been following me know that we built a small cabin, about 4 years ago? And it's small, so building a small cabin or small house, usually you don't have a lot of storage space. And we considered that when we knew we was going to scale down. So we got rid of a lot of stuff. Mr. Brown and I have been together 42 years, so that's 42 years of a lot of stuff. We give away, we sold. We done that, 3 times? We still got too much stuff. But we did get rid of a lot of stuff, and we have one storage building out here that we keep a lot of stuff in that we don't use every day, and a lot of it could go too, probably. And it really didn't concern me when we moved in, and then I got to noticing and thinking, you know, putting up and canning and preserving a lot of food and buying in bulk, I was stacking and stacking and stacking and shoving, and just didn't have the space to put my canned goods and stuff that I can, and just all my dry goods and stuff. There just wasn't enough room. So I dealt with that for a while, and I improvised a lot too. But finally, we just decided to go ahead and build a walk-in pantry on one side kitchen. So we're going to go inside, and I'm just going to give you a little overview of our small cabin. And when you go inside, it's a cathedral ceiling, so it's going to look bigger than it really is. And that's the reason we got an open ceiling, so that you don't feel so closed in. So let's go inside and look at my new pantry. If you'll look around, you'll notice that it's just one open floor plan through here, because there's only one bedroom and a bathroom, and there's a washroom, but the washroom and bathroom's kind of one together. So really that's all there is. So when we built this cabin, I knew that I wanted the open floor plan, and this was the only thing dividing the kitchen from, say, the sitting area, or where you'd eat here at maybe the dining area. So it's just one big area. And it's good. We love it. And if you look up here, the open ceilings all the way through, all the way to the bedroom. And that does make it look a little bigger. Like I said, if it was a drop-down ceiling, it would just make you really feel closed in. But over here, on this side, that was open, just like this side, Mr. Brown closed it in and made me a walk-in pantry. And you walk into it from the kitchen. We'll go around and look at it in a minute. But I just want to show you the front of it, because I just love the front of it, because I love stuff like this. This looks like shiplap. But it was, what size pine boards?
1x6.
1x6 pine boards that we bought at a lumber company there where we work, in a little town, Imboden, that probably had sit there for...
It had gotten in the weather several times.
but it was dry. It was good dry pine. So, and I just wanted it simple. I didn't want fancy cuts or nothing like that, because back in the day, they didn't have all that stuff for fancy, doodads. So you just built it just as simple as you could. So to me, this looks like shiplap. This right here is an old window that come out of an old house. It says farm to table. And Mr. Brown and I are very passionate of farm to table. We're just very passionate about that. So I love this window. In fact, I bought this window when Miss Vicky from Vicky's Country Home was with me. We went to a flea market and they had this window there and I got it. Now back behind this window, because there's shelves behind here that I'll be putting everything that I can back there, and plus it has to be dark in there, I hung an old, you remember what were they? The flour sacks, the old flour sacks. I had one that I had bought years ago and I just had it stuck back. And you can tell it's tea stained. And I just kind of hung it up there where it's kind of swagging to make it look old and wore out, because that's what I like. Of course, he put this up here where I can put maybe a few, I don't know, old antique stuff. And I just like the way it looks. Nothing fancy, but it looks good.
That flour sack's all they used to use for curtains on windows anyway.
Yeah, that's all they
They used to make dresses out of them.
Dresses and curtains. But I really like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around and I'm going to just show you how simple my kitchen is. And my kitchen it's just a straight, it's not big, but it's big enough for me to work in. So you come around here, and this is my work area. And I know y'all that have watched me for a long time, y'all see this in the background. And I'm going to tell you, we don't have no money in this kitchen. This right here was an entertainment center that we got. Was it on a yard sale? Craigslist-like thing? I don't know. This was for a TV. He put an extra shelf in it. So that's all this is. And you talk about storage, it does a good job. This right here was Danny's mom's old kitchen sink in the old farmhouse. And you see how he took it, put legs on it, put an apron on front, and of course he redone the top and painted it and everything. And I got me a new faucet that I really like. I love this faucet. It's like a commercial faucet. Now when you live in a small house and you don't have much storage, so underneath the sink you can see I have curtains. So you do stuff like this. And this is just from Walmart. It's got 3 drawers in it, and then I do it on the other side too. Of course there's no telling what's under here, but I mean that's where I store stuff. And then under the bar, it's open. There's no doors here, and it's open all the way around this stove to the other side. From underneath all the way around. In fact, in the front, there's doors there to open. You can get to it from the other side. So you have to store stuff under here, under there. I've got so much stored under here that, to tell you the truth, I don't really know what's still under there. My balls. And this was an old butcher block that come from an antique dealer, more or less.
I think it originally come out of Ohio.
Ohio, was it Ohio or Memphis?
It's out of Ohio.
Ohio. And you can tell how old it is by the legs. And this thing is heavy. Sometimes it's so heavy it scares me because I'm always afraid the legs are going to break on it. It's so heavy. But Mr. Brown bought that for me. And you just, I mean, that's my galley kitchen right through there. So you come in here and you're going to walk into the walk-in pantry. And of course I got my double refrigerators. And this is the other side of the wall. he put up, we just used lumber that we already had.
The same lumber we built the house with.
Same lumber we built the house with. And these shelves are sturdy now. They ain't going nowhere. But I look at this, and it reminds me of my grandma's pantry, because that's about what hers looked like. It was just built out of sawmill lumber, you know, nothing fancy. That's just what it looked like. So that's what it reminds me of, my grandma's pantry. And of course it's not full right now, but it won't be long, it will be, because canning season is fixing to begin. But this has helped me tremendously. Down here, I put some of my dry stuff that I don't want weevils and stuff get in. I put in containers and I can shove under there. I got my egg cartons under there. I got a basket here that's got dry beans in it. I got my little rollable containers here that's got my cornmeal and my flour in it. And over here on this side, my grandma had one just like this too on her back porch. And what I remember from her cabinet, she always kept her Tupperware and Cool Whip bowls in it. It was all of her plastic stuff. But this helps me a lot for keeping a lot of my stuff in. Then you go around here, and this is a really old, probably back in the 70s hutch. It was my daughter-in-law's, and she gave it to me, and Danny painted a long, long time ago. But it holds like my sugars and flours and stuff that I bake with. Of course, all my toasters and my crock pots, and then I've got some pull-outs here in it that I put snacks, and right here is all some of my canning stuff. So when you live in a small cabin and you've got to have places to put everything, you go up high. So up here I've got my roasting pans. Of course, if you look up here, I've already got garlic out of the garden hanging, drying.
That's good too.
Really good garlic. And right here I just have a basket hanging for my potatoes and onions. And then you have to go up even higher, and I have to store stuff. Now this is the other end of that entertainment unit, and I put it over here in the corner, and it's got my electric skillets and just extra cooking stuff, my pie pans and everything in it, my Dutch ovens, my pots, Instapot, dehydrator, ice cream maker, a pressure cooker. I mean, this is what you have to do when you live in a small cabin or house, and you just, if you do any kind of cooking or canning and preserving, just anything like that, you have all these things, so you have to have a place to put it. So it may not be beautiful up here on top of my refrigerator, but it's necessary and it works for me. Of course, I got my hanging baskets. Over here, I've got a shelf that's got all my spices, anything that I would use to cook or bake with, or make different mixes with, or just anything is up on these shelves because it's handy for me. It may look like a mess to other people, but it's just handy for me to have stuff right here where I can get to it and do my work. I don't want to be having to pilfer through 100 different cabinets trying to find stuff I need. I don't have 100 cabinets anyway, so this all works for me. I got some rosemary out of the garden and some oregano hanging here. But I just wanted to show y'all what I got, and I was excited. I know walk-in pantry, so it's going to come in handy, and it's going to be full pretty soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It may give y'all some ideas. I know that Mr. Brown and I moved from a pretty good sized homestead where we raised the kids, didn't we? We got rid of a bunch of stuff when we moved from that place because
We was there about 25 years.
25 years of raising kids, cattle, horses, just whatever you can think of we had. We got rid of most of it. We moved to a small cabin on the river that we had built. The Mennonites built it and lived there for a little over 3 years.
About 3 years.
So from that cabin, we still got rid of stuff from there. We ended up, we couldn't find a place really at that time, so we ended up, instead of renting, we bought an investment. We bought a house that we knew we could get our investment back out of, till we found another place that we really wanted to go. So we lived there for a little over 3 years, right? Sold it. Went to, let's see, we had to go live with Brittany, my daughter, for a while.
Lived in her empty house. She was in
She
Wyoming.
was off. They was off. So we lived there for a while, and that's when we bought this place. We homesteaded it. You couldn't even walk from the road to this hill. You couldn't, could you? You could not get through the thickets. We put a camper up here and we homesteaded this place, and we cleaned it up, and here we are. And I wouldn't change it for nothing, would you? It's not very big, but we love it. But anyways, I hope y'all like this video. I just wanted to brag on my walk-in pantry. So it might give y'all some ideas. And one of these days I'll do a whole walk around in the cabin.
First day that I took off work in 9 months, and I built her a pantry.
Yeah. He worked all day Friday getting that pantry done. He never takes off work. But I told him, I said, I'm taking off so you are too, so we can get something done. Anyways, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Share it. Whatever. Come back and see us. And if you'll notice right here, got a big cooker here that I put 2 big pork shoulders in last night. I'm going to make pulled pork, and I'm going to can it. So that'll be another video too. So y'all come back and see us. God bless.